Hi everyone, I'm Yaji, and for one time I'm actually re-recording the video today because I already recorded this, and without even knowing, I got a video that was 40 minutes long. And to be honest, it's really not entertaining watching a 40 minutes long video of someone that is that. But if I were talking a lot, saying a lot of things, it would be okay. But most of the video is just me talking very slowly, like these, and a lot of pauses. And I cannot be really bothered editing 40 minutes of video, so I'm just re-recording it. Um, well, what can I say? What happened today? Today was a sleepy day, as I said already, because I slept a lot. Um, so starting from the beginning, um, I went to school until last period, which is the last hour of the day. On Tuesday, I start school at 8:20 a.m. and I finish it at 2 p.m. And before you say something, I have no break whatsoever. It's 6 hours straight of school. It's a torture, okay? Fortunately, today one of the teacher was missing, so I did one period less, and it's every period is an hour. So I did one period less. Um, Still, it wasn't that much easier as the teacher that was absent was the PE teacher. So yeah, whatever. I didn't do PE. I saved up a lot of energy. Yeah, who cares? Um, Maybe I told you yesterday that I studied philosophy. Well, I did, and today, because today I had an oral exam. So how do school work in Italy? Because I think it's pretty interesting. Um, for every subject, we have to do a certain amount, chose by the state, of both oral and written exams. For example, as an example, in Latin, we gotta do two oral exam and two written exam every third of a year. And there are only 2/3 of the year that are in school. So in total, each year we have to do four oral exams and four written exam in Latin. And in history and philosophy, and that by the way, it's also the same teacher that teaches me both of them. We only have to do two of them every third of the year, but my teacher really wants to do three because she wants an oral exam only on Immanuel Kant, which I can understand. I haven't studied him yet, because we aren't yet at that part of the curriculum, but I know that he's kind of the goat of philosophy, especially doing the Enlightenment. In general, I'm a pretty good student. In Italy, there is this horrible thing where teachers do not give 100%. I'll give you an example. I am great at math. Yeah, I'm saying that myself. I don't know how much you can believe me, but trust me, I'm great at math. I do math Olympiads and so on. The math that we're doing in school, I find it pretty much trivial. And I have aced basically every single exam. Yet I've never gotten 100%, nor a 95%. And the reason is very simple. They do not give, like they actually never give 100%. The maximum that they give is 80, maybe 85. Sometimes it's 75. The first year of high school, some teacher had 70 or 65% as the maximum grade. And I know that in the US that is kind of failing or whatever. Here in Italy, passing means getting 60% or higher. Um, that sounds easy, but not if 70% is the maximum that the teacher gives. Well, whatever. I did my philosophy oral exam and it went pretty good, fortunately. But we didn't really have time to finish it, so I'll probably continue Thursday. I'll tell you how it goes, but I accept to get an 80%, which is the maximum that she gives. Well, on very rare occasions she gives an 85, but still, it's basically the maximum. Again, I'm a pretty good student, except for that 30%, for that 3 that I got in Greek. But whatever, half of class got it. It's a long story. I think that I've told it yesterday. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay, so that is what happened at school. When I went to my best friend's house for simplicity and to keep his anonymity, I'll call him Chester. I probably won't mention him again today, but I probably most likely will in the future. So if I talked about some Chester, it's my best friend. Um, the goat of parkour. So I went to Chester's house when I called my mom and asked her to bring me home. And you might call me lazy, but hear me out. My mom still has to come home from school around the same period of time. So, I mean, it's very uh, comfortable for me, and for her, it's not that big of a deal at all. So, don't call me lazy, please. Like, I could come back home like on foot. I do not simply because I can not do it. I have this privilege. Come on. So what else? I okay. Once I got back to in uh in my house, I had lunch. I usually have lunch around 2 p.m. or a little bit later. So yeah, I had in Italy we have lunch kind of late. I had my lunch, and then I locked myself into the room, brain rotted and bed rotted until 6 p.m. Then fell asleep. Woke up at around 9 p.m. Called with some friend of mine. This friend of mine reminded me that I have invested some things in Bitcoin. Hear me out. I do not support it. I'll probably invest soon. I still do not know when. I haven't yet, but I will someday. I basically bought uh 200th, like 1/50th of a Bitcoin about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and they costed about $600, 650, and now they doubled. That's great. I will probably sell them soon. Um, but yeah, I somehow earned money. Beat the stock market, beat Warren Buffett or whatever. Call me the greatest investor of all time. Buy some Bitcoin and then forget about it for 5 years. That is how you get rich. Okay. Jokes aside, yeah, I called with that friend of mine. I started writing some math, then got tired, and then started recording this video. Again, this is the second time I'm recording it. Hope to not have a 40 minutes long video again. I'll publish this one anyway, I do not care how long it is. Even though it's longer. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Um, yeah, that's all that happened today. I'll talk about what happened on my school trip now. Because I still have to. So, as I was saying in my last video before getting interrupted by my mom that barged into my room, I'm sorry about that. I went to Alberobello, which is a cool town in Puglia. Um, Pretty small town that is famous because they have these kind of structures that are basically mini homes, only built by brick. No, not brick, stone. Like actually actual stones that you find on the ground with a semisphere or a cone on top. Also made by stones. And it's very cool. I felt like gnomes, dwarfs live there. It's so cute. Um, oh, okay, getting so tired. It's kind of late. It's almost midnight. I'll try to finish the video before midnight. So what else? Um, I so a friend of mine, a classmate of mine, did a photo where he was on on the roof of one of these trulli, these structures made out of stones and so on. And I thought it would be a great idea to do the same photo. So I started going there, except that I accidentally pushed down a tile and that tile shattered. And it was a pretty big tile, and so I ran away. Yeah. No one got hurt, and hopefully no one. I didn't break anything important, pretty sure. But still, I ran away and I did not do that photo. Other than that, hmm, I wanted to play imposter with my friend. They did not let me. Um, Kind of sad, I know. Who cares? And I was in room with my school best friend. I probably have to give him a name. I'm not sure what name to give him. I'll call him Baldo. Yeah, no, Baldi, like Baldi's Basics. No, this is the not the right song. Nobody wants attention, even when life is tough. Ugly quarters are enough. This is where we keep alive, searching for the answers inside of every page. Is it okay to have have a feeling that maybe there is more to this game. However, now just keep behaving. I love the Leaning Tombstone. I'm so sad that I didn't go to their concert in Milan. Anyway, so I was in the same room as Baldi's, and that was cool. In the room there were two beds, a single bed and a double bed. Why did I fail the parkour? And the double bed. And I decided to sleep on the single bed because it was in the corner of the room. Oh! I said that in the previous recording. I didn't say this in this one because I forgot. But hi Morgan, I saw your comment, and I always appreciate that you comment. Um, Thanks for the advices that you gave me. I know I know that like losing yourself in thoughts might be something that is not necessarily by neurodivergent people, but I actually am neurodivergent. I think. I mean, there are so many clues, and again, I think that people that self-diagnose themselves can kind of, in some way, disrespect the meaning of the word, but sometimes we have also to listen to them, and I'm actually a part of them, so yeah, that might be biased, but still, I don't know, it's difficult. So, I chose the bed in the corner because I like sleeping in the corners of the rooms. Yeah. So, he took the double bed. Unfortunately, I realized that my bed did not have a charging port near it. So, to use my phone during, like, while I was in bed, because, I can't not be in bed with my phone, I simply charged up a battery and then used the battery to, like, I stayed in bed with my phone, and meanwhile I charged up a battery that I used during the day. Does that make sense? Hope it does. If it doesn't, your fault. I'm joking. What happened the second day? I'll talk briefly about the second day. Me and Baldi uh, downloaded a game called Cell to Singularity, which is an idle game for the phone. I know a thing or two about idle games. I played a lot Cookie Clicker, so trust me on that. It's pretty good as an idle game. Very cool. And we have a challenge, basically the first one to... I've already said this in the other recording, but I say basically a lot. Anyway. Um, we have to reach a certain level, and the first one that does wins. We're both competitive, so it's a cool challenge that we're doing. In fact, after I finish this recording, I'm probably gonna look over how much entropy I have. Mm. Other than that, we went to Lecce, which is a very, very cool town in Puglia. and there lives one of my best friends, and I was so happy to meet her. The only problem is that it went horribly. Well, I'll tell you why. She were in school, and she told me she was in school, and basically we said that I was gonna meet her after her classes, and I left midway through lunch just to go towards her. I went to meet her. I met her outside of her school, and then she treated me like shit. She basically ignored me. What she did is basically after I met her, I jumped over her. No, I mean I jumped towards her and I started hugging her tight. And this is another topic, but I have well, it still happened the same day today, like that day, the second day of the school trip. A friend, I've talked with another friend of mine, and she said that jumping towards people and hugging them is extremely excessive. But I mean, we haven't met each other in 2 years basically, and she knew that. I think that it's not excessive at all to jump towards someone and it's midnight basically. Well, I'll just explain this briefly. Um, what happened is that once I met her, she ignored me, said, "Wait, I have to wait for this friend of mine to get out of school." And I did. And she said, "Wait, I have to wait for this other friend of mine." And I did wait. And once everyone got out of school, he said, "Well, I gotta go to the bus station, bye." And I was struck. I didn't expect that. I said, "Wait, I can bring you towards the bus station at least. We can stay a little bit more too." And she said, "No, don't worry, it's pretty far away." And I said, "No, really, I actually want to. It's the like I came here to meet you. I wanna stay with you. I do not care if I have to walk." And then a classmate of her that was going with her probably assumed that I was some sort of not cool guy, and said it's 3 kilometers away. Do not worry, you shall not come. And I realized that they did not want me there, and forcing was just gonna be a extremely bad idea. So I accepted that, but I was extremely sorry and sad because I couldn't meet her. Why? Like, why did you treat me like this? It's not, it's not cool to do. Well, on a kind of a sad note, unfortunately, I have to end this video as it is midnight and I said that I have to get out of this guild somehow. Someday, I probably will. I do not know when yet. Um, anyway, yeah, hope you sleep well. Remember to stay hydrated. Hope you have a great day. Read the description if you want to. And yeah, have a great day. And this is all. Bye. Love you all.